You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, we've got some exciting news spoilers for next week because Daniel Romolotti is a smitten kitten. He's falling in love. And also, Jack Abbott's about to make a very big and risky move for the family. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got the latest Y&R spoilers for the week of August 11th. And hey, click on that subscribe button if you're not already following us as we get into what is happening with Daniel, why Jack is risking so much, and what move Lily is going to make next week. Let's start with the Abbotts. We know, of course, that Kane Ashby offered Billy Abbott the chance to work with him and Phyllis Summers at Arabesque, which is the company he plans to fold all the other companies he conquers under. But Kane said the caveat was that Billy had to agree that Jabot would be on their list of targets. Now, I think Kane was actually testing Billy. I do think Kane really wants to get his hands on Jabot, but that's not a big secret that he was telling Billy. But I think what Kane was doing was seeing if he could trust Billy with that secret or any secret. The answer seems to be no, because at the end of this week we're in now, we've got Billy talking with Jack at Society, and guess what? Billy tells Jack all about Kane's plans to take over all the companies in Genoa City, including Jabot. Now, Billy knows that Kane's plan is a bold and risky move, but Billy also says don't underestimate Kane because he accomplished a lot under the alias Aristotle Dumas. So you can't say this can't be done. Maybe Kane can do it. And then Jack is wondering if Kane really thought that Billy would sell Jack out and go behind his back and undercut him. And in a moment of honesty, Billy upsets his big brother Jack and he goes, yeah, I considered it. Now, we all know Billy will do almost anything to get his hands back on Chancellor, but for now, at least, it looks like he won't throw Jack and Jabot under the bus. Not yet. And if he does, at least Billy warned Jack so he can shore up their defenses at Jabot. In the end, Billy promises to have Jack's back, and Jack tells Billy that they need to work together to take down Kane. So Jack wants Billy to take the job at Arabesque and sabotage Kane from the inside. Also, Jack tells Billy he will remain the primary investor in Abbott.com. He won't sell his shares to Kane. He won't let him buy him out. And that way they've got backups, you know? And then that's when Phyllis popped up and said it looked like Billy is betraying Kane to Jack. And yeah, Phyllis is right about that. But Billy, of course, lies and says that's not what he was doing, talking to Jack. And then Phyllis tells Billy that Kane sent her to tell him Billy's out of the partnership. So he doesn't believe it. He thinks she's lying. We'll see if Phyllis is. While Billy is talking to Jack, Kane is over meeting with Victor, who says he wants to work with Kane to target the Abbotts. And we know Jack was willing to work with Kane to take down Victor to protect Claire and Kyle. So it's definitely getting messy with people deciding whether they want to work for or against Kane or possibly both and try to secretly betray him. The new guy in town, who's, you know, a former guy from town, is definitely drawing lots of attention. So, in next week's Young and the Restless spoilers, Jack tells Diane while they're at the Abbott mansion that he's got some concerns about the info he got from Kane and what he and Billy cooked up to deal with Kane's threat. And it looks like Jack isn't certain that he can trust Billy. And so Jack tells Diane the only problem with his plan is that he has to put a lot of faith in Billy. And that means Jack is taking a huge risk with the future of Jabot by trusting Billy not to betray them at all, which is a valid concern because Billy's a wild card who likes living on the edge and is an adrenaline junkie and a gambling addict. That's a lot of trust in somebody that's sketchy. Also, next week, Y&R spoilers have Daniel Romolotti with his son Daniel. They are talking in the park. That's the same park where Daniel was hanging out with Tessa and her daughter, Aria. We had Daniel and Tessa kind of low-key flirty, looking at cloud animals after they got Aria to sleep. And Daniel even offered to watch over and guard Audra if she wanted to take a nap too. These are the first sparks of any kind of romantic interest Daniel's had with any woman since his ex-wife Heather Stevens was brutally murdered by Jordan Howard. So Daniel's been grieving a long time and he's been processing, so maybe he's ready for something. Meanwhile, Tessa's grieving the end of her marriage to Mariah Copeland because her wife smothered some old dude with a pillow. We still don't know if that guy survived or not. Either way, what Mariah did has torn her marriage from Tessa apart. So Daniel tells his dad, Danny, what's been going on with him and Tessa just hanging out, the guitar lessons, all that. That happens next week on Young and the Restless. And he tells Daniel that it sounds like Tessa is starting to mean more to his son, to mean something. And then Daniel confesses to Danny, yeah, he's afraid he's starting to develop real feelings for Tessa. So seems like Daniel might be falling in LOVE with Tessa, which is problematic because she is still married to Mariah, even though they are legally separated. And in the state of Wisconsin, you can date if you're legally separated or get involved with somebody else, and it won't affect your divorce or custody case as long as you've got those documents, which they do. So technically, Tessa wouldn't be doing anything wrong if she started dating Daniel or anybody. But of course, this could make things really messy for Tessa and even make her wife Mariah push for a divorce, not to punish Tessa, but for her own good, because Mariah has lurked around and she's seen Tessa looking happy and chill with Daniel. And to be honest, it already looks like Young and the Restless was leaning towards a Tessa and Daniel pairing. We might even get some love triangle action, which would be very unusual. So Tessa and Daniel may get more serious soon, especially if he confesses his growing feelings to her. I suspect Tessa could tell him she feels the same, but at the same time, she may also say, but it's too soon. My marriage is still in flux. I don't know if Mariah is ever going to come back. And she may tap pause on anything more right now than just being friends. Also, next week on Young and the Restless, spoilers tell us that Kane's choo-choo train rolls into GC, and he's very excited, saying all aboard. And that's right as Lily Winters walks aboard his train. If you remember, Victor suggested this week that Lily not avoid Kane, and instead he thinks Lily should lead Kane on, make him believe they could have a future so she can get info to take Kane down from the inside. Lily just told her brother Devon that, and it seems like the only way to stop Kane, but Devon doesn't like it. So is Kane going to have two traitors in his midst spying on him, both Lily and Billy? We'll see. Come back tomorrow for our full weekly spoilers video for Young and the Restless, the week of August 11th through the 15th.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.